These days, your calendar is supercharged, and you find yourself having to pencil in when you need to breathe. As we're always moving and grooving between our offices, homes, studio, and out, we could all take some moments to spend time and hear from our faves in pop culture on what they're up to and how they keep it together as well. I'm your host, Kimmy Smith, a celeb fashion stylist, co-founder and creative style director of Athleisure Mag, co-executive producer and host of a number of shows in our multimedia podcast network, Athleisure Studio. When you plug into Bungalow SK, you'll get to hang out with those that, regardless of their background, are juggling their busy lives and have words of empowerment to keep us motivated throughout our day. Avid readers of Athleisure Mag know that in 2018, we had Ashley Busch, wife of NASCAR driver Kurt Busch, as our cover. In today's episode of Bungalow SK, we chatted with her sister-in-law, Samantha Busch, wife of NASCAR driver Kyle Busch. Samantha is known for her fashion sense, her boutique, being a mom, and being one of the stars of CMT's Racing Wives. We also talked about IVF and how she is helping those who are in the process of that journey, as well as the importance of staying connected, especially during the current times as we all do our part to flatten the curve and stay at home. We actually had your sister-in-law, Ashley, as our cover a couple of years ago. So,
yes, that photo shoot was incredible.
We had such a good time with her. I am a huge NASCAR fan. I'm from Indiana originally. So, you know,
what part?
Indianapolis.
Oh, I grew up in Northwest Indiana, and then I went to school at Purdue.
What? I went to school at Indiana University.
Yeah. That's crazy. Kyle and I actually met in Indy. That's funny.
What? So, yes. So I was so excited because, like I said, I think you guys are just like amazing and, you know, great for our readers. And maybe one day down the road when things aren't so crazy, we'd love to have you as a cover. I'm a fan of the show. So
I was going to say, I would love to shoot with you. That was seriously one of my favorite shoots she did. And so once all the craziness of the world is done, I would love to do that.
Yay. Okay. But I know that the Daytona 500 took place a few weeks ago. What is the schedule usually like for you? You know, when you're cheering your husband on to victory and just going through the whole, you know, NASCAR calendar?
Yeah. So usually we run essentially from Valentine's Day through Thanksgiving almost, which is a really grueling schedule. We run 38 races, and we actually travel together as a family. So Braxton and I go on the road with Kyle every weekend. We homeschool him from there. And it's been really great because aside from racing, Kyle and I juggle a number of businesses. And so during the week, we're so busy that I feel like if we didn't travel together as a family and we didn't, you know, really focus on family and togetherness, it would be really easy to, you know, be a million different places at once. And so actually for us, it's kind of the joke that, you know, during the weekends, that's when we actually get more downtime together, because once practice is done or qualifying, that's when we are in the bus and we're playing games or watching movies. We're going to different hikes or kids museums around the racetrack. And I just find it very rewarding that not only do we get to spend more time with Braxton, but he kind of gets to experience the world. And I think there's a lot of hands-on learning through that.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and it's interesting, when we shot with Ashley, that was a few months before it was even announced that Racing Wives was coming to CMT. So now being able to talk to you after that season has been over, can you tell our readers about this show? And then is there going to be another season? Like, what else is going on with that?
Yeah, so Racing Wives was great. I think a lot of people, we like to joke around that they just think, oh, we married athletes, we just go, you know, shopping and all day, we don't do anything. And so Ashley and I really wanted to be part of the show in order to show viewers that, no, we have our own businesses. You know, Ashley has a swimwear line. I run my boutique. I run our foundation. I'm writing a book. Like, we love our husbands and we love what they do. And we love being by their side, but we're also our own women on, you know, the flip side too. And we have our own goals and our own passions. And I think, you know, for us, it's trying to juggle that while juggling the race schedule. And that's a lot of what Racing Wives showed.
Wow. Will there be another season? Is there talks about that?
There is talks about it. I know that they were looking at CMT or potentially maybe somewhere else. I know that really with the whole virus and everything getting shut down, everything got tabled. And so we're really hoping it comes back, though, because there's so much more to our stories and there's so much deeper that I feel like we could dive into who we are and, you know, why we started the foundations or the businesses that we did, and kind of also how, you know, managing that while managing the travel schedules that we have. I don't think people know.
Yeah.
Quite how difficult it can sometimes be, but it's a lot of fun too. And you know, as I mentioned with Brexton, we get to do a lot of awesome things being on the road. So it's super crazy for us right now to be home. This will be the longest stretch ever for us. We're already going stir crazy.
Oh yeah, same. So can you tell us a little bit about the foundation?
Yeah, so our foundation is called the Samantha and Kurt Busch Bundle of Joy Fund, and we started it close to 5 years ago when we were pregnant with our son Brexton. We had tried on our own for many years to get pregnant. It wasn't working. We ultimately found out that underlying issues caused us to not be able to get pregnant on our own, and we had to go through the Reach Clinic in Charlotte to go through IVF, and we had our son and everything was wonderful, but we knew that God had us go through this to be a voice and advocate within the infertility community, but we also realized that it was our job to help fund other people, because for many couples, they get the news that IVF is their only option, but then they get handed this bill of over $20,000 that doesn't cover, and that's the end of the road. You know, I've met couples that have worked 5 jobs collectively, that have sold their house and moved in with relatives, that have taken out massive loans, and it's no guarantee. It's just for a chance to go through IVF and it working. And so, you know, that was really disheartening for us, knowing how many amazing couples wanted to be parents, but because of the astronomical cost couldn't. And so in under 5 years, we've had, well, actually this week, baby number 26 and 27 were just born. We've given away almost $750,000 to couples. We have 4 more babies on the way just this year alone, and we're giving out 3 more rounds of grants this year.
Wow, that is phenomenal. And I know that you know, have your partnership with the Walmart Family Mobile. Can you tell us about that and why it's so important for people to be connected, whether it's, you know, race day, average days, and even days like now with, you know, many of us being in our homes and still staying connected with our friends and family?
Yeah, well, I'm really excited and honored to get to work with Walmart Family Mobile again. You know, I think it's great. The biggest thing is that they offer 2 truly unlimited lines for under $75 a month. And so that's great because, as you mentioned, right now, especially with people doing social distancing, it's important to stay connected. And whether that's FaceTiming or sending photos or spending more time calling to check up on people, it's really important. And then also for us, what I love about it is it has the 10 gigabytes of hotspot data per line. And there are times when we are traveling that there is not a lot of service. And so being able to use my phone as a personal hotspot, I mean, my gosh, just was about 5 weeks ago, we were out in the sand dunes, middle of nowhere, but I still had to stay connected with my team back in North Carolina. And so, you know, that's a really great thing. And back in Daytona, they did a really cool tailgate. It was awesome. A bunch of fans came out, and they offered free lunch for everybody. And, you know, we're unsure of what's going to happen for our next tailgate, whether it's going to be in May or get pushed back given what's going on. But it's just a really great program. And so, you know, I encourage everybody to check it out. It's been wonderful for us.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Bungalow SK. Make sure to follow, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow and listen on additional podcast platforms, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Himalaya, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Premium. Bungalow SK is a member of the multimedia podcast network Athleisure Studio, part of Athleisure Media and Athleisure Mag. You can see our show notes at athleisurestudio.com/bungalow-sk and follow us on Instagram at bungalow.sk to find out who we're talking with, as well as what our guests are up to. Bungalow SK is executive produced by myself and Paul Farkas, with sound editing by the Athleisure Studio team. Our music is courtesy of Icons 8 with Forever Tea performing Renaissance. I'm your host, Kimmy Smith, and I'll see you next week at Bungalow SK.